Good. Are we there yet?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Perfect. Yeah. Hello, everybody. So it's a Sunday. Hi from Barcelona, and Kavita. Hi from Florida. So last day of this week that we had planned for you all, and above all, I want to make a super note on gratitude for everybody who has been here, present on the replays, on the comments, everywhere, because it's been incredibly meaningful, incredibly deep, and it has brought so much growth, so much awareness. I know even for me personally, and probably for you as well, Kavita, every time I do these things, I do the talks, it gives me so much for myself. Even though you're the one who teach, you also get to learn so much. And so for that, I'm deeply grateful. I want to make that like the main thing right now today, because it will keep going. It will keep, happening in the group, many new things, many different activities. But this 1 week was has meant so much for me personally, and I'm sure for everybody. So, and thank you, Kavita, because you've been big support, not just this week. So thanks for that, for everything.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, thank you. For me, it's been, like I said, sometimes it looks like a tiny tweak, but while I might have done it or might not have done something, I get to look at it again with new eyes in the space that I'm now in my life, and be like, okay, is that still true? Is there something else that needs a little bit more tweaking, a little bit more fine tuning? So there's always, like I said, room for improvement, right? So it's such a big shift, and especially if you're putting it on the table, you're not keeping it inside your head or in your body anymore, so that nobody knows, so you don't necessarily have to address it because you didn't really speak it out loud. And for you, Mariana, you do offer that beautiful opportunity to do that. And as I say this, I want to share a quick story that happened. So it was last week, Saturday. I was, a thought started to cross my mind. And I hadn't voiced it out as yet or completed the thought in my mind, but I knew that, Mariana, you were the one that I wanted to reach out to say this to. And so what I did was I hit my record button on my phone, and I speak to you directly, and it also involved my husband. And so he was sitting right next to me. So what was happening, I didn't necessarily ask his permission, but he knows of Mariana. So I spoke, and I was speaking to both Mariana and my husband at the same time, and hearing myself express my thought and my desire. So
I love it.
I was curious about some numbers in his health chart, and while I didn't know exactly what the numbers were, I knew that that was the thing to be addressed. And so I said it out of myself so everybody else hears. And I didn't wait for to get all the details. Say, okay, Marianne, I've got everything. All my information is aligned. It's all my ducks in a row. Here I'm presenting it to you. I actually did that to hold myself accountable to get to the finish line of that situation, of that health concern. And so for you, Mariana, you responded to me and you said, okay, well, here are some factors to look at. So now I was getting specifically, while I had an idea of what I wanted to present to you, you were saying, okay, look at all these things and you can get the details and we can talk about it. And so it was very clear. Hello, Hector, welcome. It was very
Hi,
clear
Hector.
what I was going forward with and what I needed to have so that I can have that clear discussion, so that it helps me to choose certain alternatives in my reality so that I can have a better outcome. Right. And so for me, why I'm saying all of this to you, it's because think about what motivates you to reach out to your doctor. or what pushes you to reach out?
Yeah, that was my first thought, because I mean, as a doctor, we get people when they're in pain or something is already bad, and as patient, we know we also go when there's something wrong or we're scared, which is the thing that we keep trying to change, right? Or I personally keep trying to change that way of thinking. But it will be interesting to hear from everybody. What is your experience up until now about going to the doctor every single time? Is it like just a checkup because you keep your things on track, like because you're healthy like that, or preventative like that, or because it's something that is actually happening every single time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's an absolute great question. Um, so I grew up with the mindset of I don't need a doctor in my life. It's kind of like in some cultures where you're like, I don't need a therapist or I don't need a counselor because then something is wrong with me, right? So,
Yeah, the wrong thing. That's huge. Yeah.
right? So then for to go to the doctor as well, it's like, what? Can't I not take care of this body? Can I not trust myself? Like, why do I need a doctor? Right?
Yeah, yeah, it's the concept of the doctor, which is interesting because if it was the concept from even from a century ago, it would be, like we mentioned the other day, the doctor would go to the house and check you in your bed. You know, it was different in that sense, but still it was the idea of doctor, I'm something is wrong, come heal me. Still then and even now, it's not like I am healthy, I want to stay healthy. Still we haven't got to that point, but we are better, like we are closer. I want to hope and think that we have this awareness a little bit more than it used to, right? But still we delay it a lot.
Yes, for sure. And I mean, for the doctor even coming to your house, sometimes it's because you're so ill and stuck in your bed, you can't go to the doctor,
Yeah, these days is a different meaning, exactly. That's why. Yeah.
right? So unless I'm dying, then I don't need a doctor. That can be your thinking, right?
Yeah.
Here we're saying, well, what if you have the ability to have the doctor advocate for health rather than illness? What if
Yeah.
it took less time,
Mm-hmm.
minutes, 5 minutes, and you are in a space where, um, you know, you're being proactive with your health and wellness. So then you don't need a doctor per se because of surgeries and things like that. You're not going down that path, but
Mm-hmm.
you are choosing to have a doctor, which is very different.
It
To,
is different. It's like a health coach now that there's all this coaching kind
yeah,
of industry wording. But it's ideal. The same way you want to get fit, you get a now personal trainer because people are doing it a lot more, not just going to the gym, but they're choosing this person for their diet, for their exercise plan, for their anything, right? Or even business coach. There's so many, right? And health, I think it's I mean there are, of course, and but people still don't think of it as a thing that they actually want to have in their lives. I have been saying all these years, I am the doctor who wants to teach people how not to go to the doctor, basically.
I,
And of course it doesn't mean I'm going to be, you know jobless. Not at all. On
yes,
the contrary.
yes, and I love that you put it that way because Um, while the fitness trainer and the nutritionist and all that can help you with preventative methods as well, as a doctor, you're looking at it from the genealogy perspective, from the DNA, from the whatever family history things, from your environment, from your habits. You're looking at all the aspects that contributes to you being you and having these kinds of condition exist in your body
Yeah.
at this point in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but you have the tools to, recommend the lab tests or the prescriptions or whatever the heck the prep.
And yeah, and check them with the people and for them.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a very powerful resource to have by your side. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I it's funny because there was this time that I was traveling for 3 years, well, for a year and a half, and then I was kind of steady in one place for another year and a half. But I remember in that first year and a half. I was, moving around Europe, and I was constantly, having, because I was moving a little bit Europe, a little bit of Africa, a little bit of UK, and I needed to be constantly checking my medical insurance, like travel insurance. So I could know and have the peace of mind that if anything happened, I could get checked, no matter where I was. And in those times, it's exactly when I started creating this business idea of having this person, this doctor, this someone that you can trust, that knows about medical, that can help you whether you are moving around. And I needed that so much at the time, but it was me creating it. So I was like, oh my God, I need someone that has, that is doing it already, or so it was very interesting because I was needing a lot, like personally in my experience, not because I was sick, not at all, but because I was moving around. I was concerned. I wanted to be, upfront, preventing anything that would happen if ever. And just know that I had this person I could go to, and I never found this person. So I had to rely like on my own knowledge and friends and colleagues, and the travel insurance. But it's so interesting because I've been a lot into travel, and I have been into different travel groups and circles, even travel conferences and things. And that's why this whole idea began, and people were needing that, and they didn't have it. There was no one actually on those conferences. Everybody was like, "You're a doctor, what are you doing here?" Because I was the only one. And that was, in 2012, 13, 14, 15, basically. And still applies even today, even more, because all the changes that as a society, as humanity, we have encountered all these years. And I was, yeah, needing the thing back then, which I was creating, which we're talking about right now. That's someone you trust, that you can just go to for this guidance, this help, this everything in health. I mean,
Yes, I absolutely love that story because not only are you that person, but it's so true that sometimes the thing that we desire most in our lives, when we can't find it outside of ourselves, we realize that we're the ones to create it. So,
yeah. And boom, yeah,
right, so that's exactly what happened. So it's lighting me up even more on that level, right?
yeah,
It's be the change you want to see in the world, right? Because
yeah.
you can't find it outside of you. Nobody's making it easy. So
So
yeah.
true.
All right. So I believe that hearing all of this, and if you're inspired, you are now in a space where you get to have your own personal conversation. And so Mariana is available to have that call with you for you to have a bit of an assessment and to have
Yeah.
the energy, the know-how and the tips and whatever you need to move forward in progressing with your health and wellness. And then if there is something more to be done, of course, she'll be able to tell you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop her link in the calendar in the for her calendar in the chat. And
Thank you, Kavita.
yes, and you're going to be able to book a session. I'm not saying that this is always going to be available, forevermore, but it's definitely what's on the table now because you do have the bandwidth and the time and space to serve in this way at this moment. And we're always up leveling and we're always growing. So sometimes we're guided to be like, okay, this is phase one, phase two. Now I'm here. I need to be in another country. I need to be in another time zone and I need to be doing this kind of thing. So
Yeah.
if this is calling you, I do nudge you to take the opportunity, have the benefit of having somebody that really cares and somebody you can trust to give you a broader perspective on your health and wellness, and to help you see the parts that you might not be seeing, or to help you uh, go with a microscopic lens to the parts that you are doing, but there might be something that you've missed, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
here's your opportunity. So go ahead and use that calendar link.
Yeah, I'd be happy. And actually, I want to motivate anyone really on the group if they feel like there is someone that might get a benefit from this as well, whether they join the group or you want to share this link, the Calendly, for them to book a short assessment like Kavita is explaining. So please feel free, just share it, invite people, spread the word. I think this will help everybody eventually. As we were saying yesterday, it's a ripple effect, and it's only to help, to help and bring more and more and more of this into our reality. So feel free to share, spread, join, invite. I think it will be great, and I would be personally grateful, of course, but mostly for you, for yourselves, and for your people, to make it go out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this has been a beautiful week, a beautiful experience. I trust that you've all enjoyed it. Um, you've definitely raised your awareness, and you get to make better choices. And then, of course, teach that to your kids and your family and whoever else is um, in your circle to be an advocate for health and wellness rather than waiting until you're sick or dying to get to the doctor.
Yeah. Or scared. Yeah, let's avoid the fear with taking actions and not letting it pass until we are already like, oh my God. So yeah, it was a beautiful, beautiful week. So as I said at the beginning, thank you everybody. Thank you, Kavita, and thank you for showing up, everybody. And even I want to thank myself because I showed up as well, and it was a beautiful experience, and I'm sure it will continue to be. So
Yes, definitely. And hey, Catherine, no apologies. You're saying you're late. It's fine. You know what? I'd encourage you to go ahead and book a session for the calendar link you see above, and then you can catch the replay. And here's your opportunity to have a beautiful one-on-one conversation with Mariana. All right.
yeah,
Um, this is your opportunity to fine tune whatever you're facing. So she will share that with you happily and honestly and with her.
yeah.
So
If the links that because of time zone differences, if there's a time frame in the link that doesn't work for you, please just message me privately, and I'm happy to to fix it for both of us, because I'm in Spain at the moment, and it depends where you are or what day of the week it is. If you don't find a slot that works for you, please just let me know, just message me in absolute confidence, so we can just fix it and find a slot that works for both of us. So don't worry. That I wanted to add that.
all right, loves. You all have a great day, evening, night, whenever you're looking at this. And you will
Same.
hear from us again soon.
Wonderful. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Happy weekend. Bye.